Hey guys, welcome to Create Arts Online. I'm Kecia Deveney. I am so excited to be here teaching my mixed media art book. I've always loved working in mixed media and being able to pull out my stash of art supplies and ephemera and start creating. So I created this course as a way to teach a variety of techniques that can be used together or separately in this project or any other project as you like. In addition to watercolor or mixed media paper, I will showcase a variety of upcycled materials that will inspire you when you're gathering for your background materials. Next, I will decide on the size of the book, and then from there, I will share my techniques on mark making and how I'm all about the extra. But I will also show you ways to calm down the chaos in the work. In this course, you'll watch me work in real time as I create an entire book. And I will take you through the steps of how I collage, paint with acrylics, watercolor, fabric painting, spray painting, and more. Once we have all of our background papers together, I will demonstrate how I layer each page with my collection of papers and fabrics. This whole creative process is important for tapping into that exploration and playing without being stressed for any sort of perfection. Something I like to stress to my students is how important it is to just enjoy the journey while learning new techniques. After we have created all of our pages, also referred to as a signature, I will walk you through the process of making the book, how to line up the signatures and make sure all the layers are stacked neatly. Once we are ready for this, you can either hand sew or use a sewing machine to do the binding of the book. You'll see in the end that my book was so chock full of yummy layers that it wouldn't fit into the machine, so I ended up opting to hand sew the binding. In the end, you will have a one-of-a-kind mixed media book that you can add to your collection or share as a gift with loved ones. I have included in this course my suggestion list of materials and resources as well.
Kecia, thank you so much for coming to Create Arts Online again and bringing such a great course. I'm so excited about this course. I can't wait to go make one as soon as you're out the door.
Well, thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. So before we get into, sort of the techniques of this, do you feel like anybody at any level could make this mixed media book?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and what's really fun about this is I do teach so many, as you called it, a technique dump of different techniques that can be applied to this book, but also in many other aspects of art.
Yes, absolutely. And tell me a little bit more about the techniques. I know we did some spray painting and acrylics, but there's so much that went on here.
Yeah, I tried to just bring everything forward that I could think of because I just feel like we spend a lot of time making really fun books, but we don't know how to fill them up. And this journal is not about a daily practice or even writing feelings or anything like that. It's just about the whole creative process and using techniques. And for me, that's the best part. And I'm just giving everyone permission to create, play, explore without the pressures of, okay, what do I write in it? What's my, daily whatever. That's not what this is about. This is about learning and creating something really beautiful that you can be proud of. And I even impressed myself this time. I just have to say.
I am so in love with this book, and I truly am going to do something like it. Only because it's exactly what you just said. It's not about having to put something into it, like, feelings or the emotions. It's every page is its own piece of art.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I feel like I give so much tender care to everything that I'm doing that that is the feelings and the emotions.
It's so
I'm
true.
trying to have that sort of surface in this sort of tactile presentation.
And the daily practice is you could make a page a day.
Well,
if you
absolutely.
don't have the schedule to sit down and do a whole thing like we do when we film, because it was some intensity in making this.
That was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but wow, what a beautiful thing. And I have to tell you, Kecia's collection of ephemera and fabrics is unbelievable. You don't need to have what Kecia has, but
absolutely,
your favorite thing that you do collect that you really do repurpose, I think, is clothing tags. And I just took one off my shirt and I'm going to keep it.
Oh, it's my favorite because, first of all, I love upcycling. You'll see that we do a specialized paper tour of things that I gravitate to and things that I think often a lot of people might not even take a second glance at. But then when you get your eyes open to these things, things that are already plentiful and easy to access and sometimes free, it's really nice to explore those sort of things. But clothing tags are one of my favorite, because if you start to really look at clothing tags, a lot of them, especially nicer brands, have a good quality to them, not just like a very inexpensive, thing that's going to rip, but they put some quality into their tags and shapes, or some of that leaf shape that shows up
like
in the journal.
Right
there
here.
you go. Pull that guy out. I mean, I love that. And I loved it so much I didn't even opt to collage on top of it, which I've done. I painted in collage and made tags, and they always have a hole in them to connect to the clothing, and that hole is already perfect for adding into the journal.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely start looking at clothing tags. So
it's so awesome. Is there anything else you would want to add to what we're about to launch here?
No, I mean, yeah, actually, I think the second thing I would say was that in addition to like all the techniques that I introduced, one of the reasons I wanted to introduce them was that I feel like we all have a ton of supplies, and oftentimes we don't know how to use them. Or, you're just not sure, can I do this in here and blah, blah, blah. And I just sort of show you, like, just go for it. And we're just going to just do everything wherever we want and just get those supplies out. You don't even have to go buy what I've used. Use what you have and sort of substitute and practice and play. And I like that, because I know a lot of people don't use all their supplies.
Right, and they don't have to put it all in one book. These techniques can be used in a wide variety of any project that they want to or dream up.
I know that I love spray painting, but a lot of people don't want to get involved with it. So you don't have to do that. That's the nice thing, that it's just totally optional.
And you could do stencils with just paint. It doesn't have to be with spray paint.
And the reason I use spray paints is because I'm not very good at doing the stencils with paint, but maybe you are as the viewer. You know how to do that really well. So
yes. Well, I can't thank you enough for bringing this to Create Arts Online. As soon as we cut, I'm going to go make one. But thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.